pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we'll start with roll call on my right.
Councilperson Josh Arn.
Councilperson Brent Byers. Mayor Jimmy John King.
Councilperson Craig Anderson.
Councilperson Jeremiah Olgen.
All right. Tonight we're looking for approval of the agenda. Any additions?
We should be good from the staff end.
Any questions here or additions?
Move to approve.
Motion to approve. We have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That carries. Now looking for approval of council meeting minutes of the regular meeting of January 10th, 2023. Any questions or discussion on the minutes?
Carla, how you doing?
Does he got his turned on his end?
It's gonna go, because
Wait, Carla, turn off your microphone, but turn on your sound.
it's still gonna go. Because the sound's coming from the computer and going into the
Is he on his computer or on his phone?
So,
Can somebody just call him and put him on speaker?
yeah,
Yeah, let's just,
I'll hang up
I'll hang up on this.
no,
You can always picture.
we need to
Put the
leave
picture
him
on.
on,
Yeah, we just need to call him.
but somebody needs
Wait, here,
to.
I'll turn off.
There, I got
this
him
mic.
trying to
I'll turn
call
off this
me
mic.
right now.
Okay, so you're gonna turn off that
Yes.
mic.
Then they've got.
Brent? Okay. Anybody else hear that? You got any questions or discussion on the council meeting minutes of the January 10th?
No.
All right.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that'll carry. That'll take us to finance and budget. We got the accounts payable with the additional listing there. Any questions, please direct them to Finance Director Carla.
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
Second that.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? That'll carry. Take us right into motions and general business. The first items under motions and general business tonight is a resolution accepting a grant.
That's a good way to start the meeting.
On December 13th, 2022, the city approved resolution 2022-32A, resolution authorizing application for grant navigation support for the city. The city was awarded this grant for $5,000 for exploration and grant writing services for the library expansion project. The city has a current contract with Kelly at CETA and is used as an as-needed basis. Kelly's time will be reimbursed with this grant. Would you like to say anything?
Absolutely, if I could, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. My name is Luke Fisher and I'm Deputy Director at the League of Minnesota Cities. As I was watching the meeting get started here, I just wanted to take a minute and point out and recognize that had we had a technical glitch like that 3 years ago, like tables would have been flipped over, everyone would have been frustrated. We're all pros at this now, so I give you a lot of credit for making that look smooth and easy, and we're off to a good start here. But we're here tonight to talk just a little bit about who we are as an association, why you got our grant, and then I brought someone with me too, Daniel Lightfoot. He's one of our lobbyists and he works on your behalf at our state capitol, and I'm sure he wants to offer maybe just a thought or two about what's happening to give you a quick update if that's all right with you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, it is. I'd like to see him lobby his way into some of that 17 billion for us.
No, I think we all would. We all would. So we're here tonight. The reason why we came here tonight specifically is for our grant navigator award that we made to the city of Stewartville for your library expansion project. As the mayor noted, we're granting the city $5,000. Not to pay for bricks and mortar, not to pay for books, not to pay for wireless routers or anything that goes in the library, but to help you access outside funding as a community. One of the things that we've heard along the way as we've met with members and as we've been listening over the course of the past couple of years is it's really hard to find grants right now, and tax rolls are feeling really stressed right now, but people also have projects that they want to get done, and there's a lot of investment that wants to be made in a lot of communities. But there aren't always resources to do that and make that easy. So along the way from our members, we heard loud and clear that it'd be great if we could have some help applying for grants. And through conversations with people like SEH, TKDA, Bolton and Mink, the city engineering community, Ellers, even CETA, we developed a grant navigator program to help you, to make it easier for you to spend some money, hopefully to make some money, right? To develop a grant application, to apply for a grant, or even to research grants that are out there. So this is a brand new program for us. And the city of Stewartville joins the city of Sandstone, and the city of South Haven is our first award, our first three projects that we awarded.
Started with the S's.
That's right, we started with the S's, we did the reverse alphabetical order thing, so, yeah, Albertville and Albert Lee, they've gotta wait their turn.
We know the feeling.
But the League of Minnesota Cities put up $500,000 for this program, for this project. And our goal as an association is to fund 100 of these types of grant awards in communities across the state, hopefully to spur some really successful grant applications. So we can prove a concept that cities are willing and able to apply for grant funding, but it's not always easy to do, and sometimes you need a little bit of help to get there. I mentioned that we've funded 3 of these projects already. We've got 5 or 6 more, and I'm not sure how often Stewartville is in this category, but right now you're our biggest grant applicant and biggest grant awardee. So all of our applications so far have gone into Greater Minnesota or from Greater Minnesota. And so that was something that was really exciting to us as an association, because when we look out and consider our membership, about 700 of our cities are in Greater Minnesota, and to have all of our early applications come in from this neck of the woods is better for us, because it means that the program is targeted really at our primary users. Another interesting thing about this program is our smallest applicant right now is the city of South Haven. They've got a population of about 187. And so they're swinging big. They're asking for like $12 million in infrastructure funding. But it's good. It's good. And you want cities like South Haven to thrive just as much as you want cities like Stewartville to thrive, right? So we're off to a really good start. Like we said, we're 3% into our program. We've got 3 funded. We've got another 5, 6, 7 applications in. And we're really excited for this to grow, but we wanted you to know that you're the first out of the gate, and we appreciate your leadership in that regard, and that's something you should be really proud of. Your city staff, your partners at CETA really led the way on this one. One of the things that we've been doing with this program is we've been having some conversations at the state legislature about this to help the state legislature understand why cities need help and assistance applying for grant funding. I'm going to turn over to Daniel Lightfoot, if that's okay. He's one of our lobbyists, and he can talk just a little bit about what that conversation is looking like at the state capitol.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, and thanks, Luke, for that primer. My name is Daniel Lightfoot, and I serve as one of the League's intergovernmental relations representatives, so one of 6 lobbyists that work on a team at the League to help represent you all and the rest of our 837 member cities at the state capitol. Before I get into this, I'm gonna leave these things here unless Luke wants to pass them out. That sheet has on it our 2023 legislative priorities as set by the League Board, as well as contact info and issue areas of the rest of the team that I work with. So if you all ever have any questions about a specific issue area, give us a call. We're always happy to help out, give you the status on a bill, what we're hearing in St. Paul, conversations that we've been having with your legislators and the like. So just a brief kind of primer on where we're at in the session. We're 3 weeks down, and this session is moving at a pace that is faster than I have ever seen at the Capitol. Part of that is unified party control of the governor's office, as well as the House and Senate. They are moving at a breakneck speed. We've had more bills introduced in the first 3 weeks at a faster pace than ever before, which is exciting and also challenging for all of us to continue to digest all of that stuff. But as the mayor aptly pointed out, the state is looking at a $17.6 billion surplus. And we'll get another forecast into where that number is at in February. Identifying that surplus, the governor did release his full budget today. It does include some priorities that we've been working on over the past couple of legislative sessions. Probably very aptly for the city of Stewartville and so many of our cities is an increase to the local government aid program and a formula change that would help better identify some of the trends that we're seeing, especially in greater Minnesota with workforce and housing and things like that. We're hoping to see a large increase in that program this session. And the governor is supportive of that increase, and we've had bipartisan support in supporting both a formula change and an increase in that program. I want to point out something that Luke mentioned in terms of the discussions we've been having at the Capitol around grants. Obviously, you all know that Congress passed the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act about a little over a year ago, and that means that the state of Minnesota is slated to receive about $7.4 billion over the next 5 years through formula and discretionary grants, a lot of which cities are eligible to apply for, and these are things like water, wastewater, transit, roads, bridges, broadband, electric vehicle chargers, and a lot of traditional and also non-traditional infrastructure. The challenge, as we've pointed out with this grant program, is not all cities have the ability to do a large federal grant-making process with staff and budget constraints, et cetera. And so we've actually kind of taken this program, this pilot program, on the road across the street to the Capitol to identify some of the things that we've had successes on, at least early on, and making sure that we can support smaller cities to access and maximize the resources that we're getting from the federal government. And so there has been some interest in what could a state role look like in expanding something like this to a point where we can have so many more cities like Stewartville take advantage of some resources to help identify grants, apply for grants, and overlap some of your priorities and projects that you have with some of the funding streams flowing through both state agencies and federal agencies as well. So we're excited that we're here. We're excited that you all have taken advantage of this program. We're definitely going to be shouting this from the rooftops in terms of the successes that we have from this program. Lastly, I just want to talk about a couple of things that we have coming up with 62 new legislators at the state capitol. It's really important that we have early and often communication with those new members, especially direct communication from their cities. Although Stewartville doesn't have new legislators this session, Senator Nelson, Representative Quam are still up there and our incumbents. It is important for us to tell the city story to a lot of those new members, and we'll have a great opportunity to do that on Thursday, March 9th, which is our City Day on the Hill. If you've never been to that event, it's an awesome opportunity to come up to St. Paul, meet with your legislators, talk about some of the issues that you have going on in your city, as well as some of the priorities that we have on that sheet. It's really important for us as advocates to bring city stories to the table, and you all as city officials are so much better at bringing those issues up to your legislators, and it makes our job a lot more effective to have you involved in that process. So really want to encourage you to think about joining us in March, and we'd love to have you. You can sign up on our website as well. With that, I think just congratulations is in order, and please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions on government relations, the Capitol, lobbying, etc. Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. We'd like to give a big thank you to the league for this grant.
Yeah, we'd love to get a quick picture if you have a quick time. Yeah. Doesn't have to be.
All of us? Or
Yeah, let's go. Why not? Can we get Nate over here too?
We got a big thank you to Joy is gonna be in this picture, because she was a big part of this too. Or she.
On camera.
You're gonna be in the picture too.
Where do we go?
Stretch your legs a little bit. I don't know.
it's gonna be around
Right in front of you.
Now guess what? I get to be in front.
Yep.
I don't think I have a choice. Is our librarian? Yeah, there you go.
All right, I just lined up really well.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Thank you once again.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mayor. Thanks for having us. Congratulations. Yeah.
Now, if you just make sure we're in the top one to get the grant that we.
There we go. There you go. There you go. Perfect.
You know, Cheryl, do we need to act on that to formally accept it?
Yes.
Joya, thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, so the council action will to be approve or deny resolution number 2023, resolution accepting grant navigator funding.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second to accept. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Passes. That'll take us on to our next one, under motions and general business, which is 2023 CIP North and South projects. The city has advertised for bids for the CIP projects that include South Project, which is 5th Avenue Southeast, 6th Street to 9th Street. The North Project is 5th Avenue Southeast, 1st Street to 6th Street, and 2nd Street Southeast, 4th Avenues to 5th Avenue. Bid letting was December 20th, 2022. There were 4 contractors that bid on the north and 3 on the south. On the north, it was A1 Excavating at $3,104,215.79. Elcor at $3,669,439.79. BCM Construction, $3,709,588.25. Edelson Construction, $3,943,133.27. The south was Elcor Construction at $1,562,568.70. A1 Excavating at $1,573,275.53. And Heddleston Construction at $1,840,16.14. The city did use the lowest bidder method on this project. Now, I would also like to thank all the staff that was involved in some of the extra questions and things I asked you to look into, and you all got it emailed out. I came up with some more brilliant ideas today, which don't need to discuss them tonight because I didn't let you guys in on my brilliant ideas. We did talk to Mike Mubani for a second about if I was way off base or not. There's a possibility we can do some things. And why I'm saying all this is I think we can still tweak this a little more. Not the bid numbers, we're gonna take them as they are, but I think we can tweak it a little bit for the homeowners yet.
Yep.
And, you saw some of the examples, and we'll get to the other ones another time, but I was told today we have until up to the time we set the assessment, correct, Bill?
The final assessment hearing,
That
which
we can
probably
do some
will
tweaking
be
in there.
roughly November or something.
So that being said, unless anyone else has anything they wanna add, like I said, I really do thank the staff for the extra work, because I took a week off. Didn't really work too hard.
That's different.
Yeah. Well, I'm into this relaxing now. That being said, the low bids would be on the council action request. Brent, you got anything you wanna add?
No,
Alright.
I don't.
Council action request to approve resolution 2023, a resolution receiving bids and awarding contract to A1 Excavating for the 2023 North CIP project. We're gonna do 2 separate ones here, so that's the North project. Because Brent's not present, we wanna make sure we hear him. I'm gonna do a roll call vote. Josh, how do you vote, yea or nay?
Do we need someone to move on it first or not?
Oh, that's right.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
You got a second?
I'll second that.
We got a motion and a second. So now we'll do the roll call. Josh? Brent?
Yes.
Jeremiah?
Aye.
Craig?
Yep.
Mayor? Any nays? That does pass. Approve resolution 2023, a resolution receiving bids and awarding contract to Elcor Construction for the 2023 South CIP project. Do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right, roll call again. Josh?
Aye.
Brent?
Hey,
Jeremiah?
Aye.
Craig?
Aye.
Mayor, aye. Anyone opposed? They both pass.
Spent a lot of money.
All right, that'll take us on to our next subject tonight is approval of a contract for the wastewater treatment plant. As you know, the personnel committee went through the hiring process for an operator at the wastewater treatment facility. The two top choices were selected, but then due to their own respective personal items, they had to withdraw from consideration. The personnel committee has subsequently reviewed a staff recommendation for a temporary hiring of a contract operator for the wastewater treatment plant. Until such time as current public works staff can be trained for advancement to an operator position, or until a hiring process can be recommended down the road. The committee would recommend the following contract be approved for Mr. Greg Rude, former retired public works director at City of Byron, who retains a Class B wastewater license, which is required for Stewartville's plant, at the same rate of pay that was recently approved on the city's wage grid schedule under this position classification. This would be for up to a 2-year period with an out clause at any time or a possible extension if need be. This item is now recommended by the Personnel Committee for your approval. Do we have any discussion or questions about this?
The out clause just means he can.
Could go both ways.
Either one of us.
So if
can get
one of
out
our
or
people
he
ended up passing the test and was able to take it, he'd agree to walk away.
Okay.
Right now, is the city gonna still advertise for help out there, or are we just content with this until, our one possibly can pass?
I think what we discussed in the personnel committee, Brent, was that for right now, we're gonna wait and give it some time, hoping to see if somebody can get all the correct licensing in-house. But depending on how things go, we'd still have the ability to repost it at any time.
Thank you.
Any other questions or discussion? Jeremiah, look like you got something on your mind.
No.
All right. Then the action will be to approve or deny the wastewater treatment facility temporary contract hire. Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a second. All in favor say aye. Opposed? That carries. Well, that takes us out of the motions of general business and puts to the mayor's staff consultant reports, mayor's report. I had a great time in Florida, I'll just let you know.
I can't believe they got you on a plane, man. I honestly wish I had video of it.
I almost got the opportunity to fly, but couldn't let me in the cockpit. But tonight, the city is gonna send their sympathies to the families of Eleanor Berklow, Isla Rude, Arbella Reichel, the former mayor of Simpson, Gerald Toohey, Chuck Walker, Ian Cox, Donna Hanson, and Betty Leader. Thank you to the Kiwanis and a grant from Southern Minnesota Initiative Funding for donating books to each child that we care. Tax help will be sponsored by the United Way. If you're interested, check the star on how to schedule an appointment. And don't forget Pog's Casino Night, Saturday, February 4th. Contact the parent of a graduating senior for tickets.
I mean,
Graduating senior?
I do have a graduating senior, but I don't have tickets.
All right. That's all I've got for tonight. That'll take us to city administrator's report.
Reports in your packet. I'll tag team with Nate here in a little bit, but he gets the library, just to give you a summary on the project so far. And then, as I do at the beginning of each year, if there are meetings, conferences, workshops that any of you see interest in attending, let our staff know so we can get you registered and set up. And that goes for the whole year of whatever you might see, so league or otherwise. So that should do it, unless you have any questions for me.
Any questions for the administrator? All right, thank you, Bill. Finance director, Carla?
Continuing to work on the 2022 audit with the auditors, just doing stuff that are going into the portal, working on statistical data, wrapping up 2022, with 2023 in full swing. The one thing that we have done is we have done some additional security on our accounts through the bank. We have been working with Bremer and looking at some ACH positive pay for our checking accounts. This will give us another layer of security where The bank is getting all of our check numbers, the amounts, and who they're going to. We are uploading that from what you guys then approve tonight. It will be uploaded tomorrow to them, so when they come through the bank, they do a check and balance to make sure that those are all correct, so that it's gonna help secure our account from anything fraudulently happening. So we've been working with the bank to do that and just reviewing the additional investments in CDs that we do have within Bremer and the other banks that we have, just trying to secure additional rates now that some of that has gone back up.
Any questions for Carla? Discussions about anything? All right, thank you, Carla. City engineers report, Jenna?
Do you wanna talk to Sean?
Whoops, excuse me. I'm talking whatever. Maybe Sean likes it, I skipped it.
And I'm perfectly fine with it.
I figured you would, I talked to you this afternoon. Public Works Director Sean?
Just minimal report in there, but, we've had some frustration with the ice and the slush that we had and it freezing in the curb lines, and people's driveways are not, I don't know what we couldn't possibly go around and take care of every driveway in town, and some spots did get rough. It's kind of it's a lot better now, but if there's something more you want us to do, it's not our normal policy to do it, but if there's more you want us to do, let us know.
I think you guys have had a real learning winter this year. You're doing the best you can with what they're throwing at us. I mean,
It's frustrating they're coming during the day and they're warm that pack on, that in traffic's driving on it while it's packing on, and there ain't a whole lot. I don't think we can do it. It's not our policy to just turn a sander on and sand an entire road. We don't have the budget for that. And if we blow through all our sand before January or February, we're gonna be part of the year without salt sand.
great.
So,
No, I don't see anything. You guys got any questions or suggestions? I think you guys have done a bang-up job myself for what you've had to fight
well,
with.
it could, there's things, but it's frustrating on our end too.
Well, a lot of people forget last winter was a very exceptional winter. I mean, we did very little snow last winter, very little ice. We've had a lot of rain in January. A lot of rain. So congratulations to you guys. I think you're doing a great job.
Thanks.
All right, now we can skip to, no, Jenna, city engineers report.
All right, well, thank you for the approval for the contracts to go over those sent out to the contractors. And then just to add on top of Carla's report is with some of this investigation that we've gone through, in talking with Mike Obani, we will, Mike will be here February 14th, to talk about different ways for capital planning. Just something to keep in your mind and we'll work forward to possibly utilizing.
Good, thank you. And like I said, thanks you guys for the extra work you did for that. Any other questions for the city engineer? All right, thanks, Jenna. Well, this is library director. Nate, you're on.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our adult winter reading program has started again, and like in years past, we're using bingo style cards. This year, the 4 cards are, one is comfy reads, we have classic reads, read like a nerd, which is my preference, and then the read a book and with various things like read a book with a 1-word title or that won an award or with a blue cover. Basically, it's a bingo card. First book you read, you get a small prize. Second book, another small prize. And then third book, you get a pint glass that we bought a Cricut and etching supplies, and it was much, much cheaper, but way more labor intensive for us to etch our own glasses. So these glasses have the library's logo, an open book, and you read 3 books, you get a pint glass. So
basically that'd be a blackout is what you're saying? If we
yep. Oh yeah, yep. And so they're cool and kind of a example of what we hope to do if we're able to offer a makerspace to this community. That's something that citizens could come in and work on their own designs like that. So, that's our main summer, or adult winter reading. I'm also in the process of booking 2 authors. This will be our first authors in several years here at the library. I don't have dates or the exact authors yet, but they're big names. Lastly, our building committee met to do an initial review of the proposals that came in for the 2 architecture firms. We are hoping to schedule interviews with those firms and are very much hoping that interested council members would join in with that interview process. We definitely want to hear your feedback. And any questions you might have for those firms. And
You got any dates set up for them yet?
we do not yet.
Okay.
That's, Bill and I are going to coordinate with the 2 firms to see when we can get it to happen.
Would we have to, if we all decide we wanna go list this, set up or advertise it or whatever?
Yeah, we'll just put a notice up when we know what the dates are, and then if you all show, that's great, if none of you, or, you know,
Yeah, okay.
It's
cover
an
ourselves.
essential part of the project. Obviously, there's a substantial cost that goes with it, so the more input we got, would be great. Right now, the subcommittee is reviewing those proposals, they're coming up with their questions, so we can get them off to the 2 proposers, and then they can bring that information back to all of us when we get those dates set up.
Good, great.
And then that funding, and we'll go over that with you down the road too. That funding basically is available through the trust funds that have been set aside for bricks and mortar projects. So we'd be utilizing those funds to get this first step off the ground.
Great. Any questions for Nate? When does the winter read start? 1/23?
It started yesterday.
Oh goodness, I'm behind already.
I know, yeah, and
Who's gonna make sure I really read the books? Do I gotta do a book report?
I
or something?
usually, as you know, I've read every book that you've read, so I'll be able to ask pointed questions to make sure.
Maybe not the Cattleman's Journal.
I was gonna say, he hasn't read Golden's Journal. All right, any other questions for me? All right, thank you, Nate. No fire chief, no pool director. That'll take us to committee commission board report. First thing's Chamber of Commerce.
Their banquet.
That banquet's this Friday, right?
Yeah, at the Legion.
At the Legion. Starts when now?
Social hour, I think is at 5 or something.
Okay. And you can still get tickets yet, or if you haven't paid, or can you get them at the door, or what?
I don't really want our RSVP.
You already got the RSVP? Okay. All right. Anything else you wanna, chambers about? Okay. EDA, HRA, if you notice in there somewhere in there, it talked about, home show coming up, Ross Area Village Home Show coming up. I myself wasn't at the last one, so Josh will have to fill us in what they did.
Yeah, they extended the beautification project for another few months, so that was a big thing we talked about.
And actually, Joya's got a schedule for the home show, but if any of you wanna pop in there.
Yep, just for a quick hour or something, stop
welcome to
by.
do it. All right, finance, we got a meeting eventually about something, don't we?
We will have a meeting with the auditors once we kind of get the draft audit going.
Good,
So.
I can't wait for that. Library. Park board,
Minutes are in there.
personnel,
Already discussed the wastewater treatment facility,
planning, zoning,
nothing yet.
public safety.
You have the call numbers for the reports for the 2022, and I put 2021 in there as well for comparison. And then the
So
2022 obviously had the extra deputy from 2021. And just when I looked at the numbers, it looked like there was we had an increase in proactive activities like traffic stops, DWI and drug arrests, and then the reported crimes and incidents like assault, burglary, property damage, disorderly disputes, domestic assaults, motor vehicle thefts, and property thefts all those were down. I don't know if it had to do with that, but that's the raw data, it looks like it's a good indicator, so.
Are they down, but are some of them bigger, like all these catalytic converter thefts and?
The raw data doesn't tell me that, what the property value would be, this is just the raw data for like calls for service, so.
Alright,
So,
any questions for Jason? Alright, thank you, Jason. Public Works? Ready?
They're just getting their year started, that's, coming up here at the end, well,
Roll call.
today. And, then Rokage will just be getting started again, that's tomorrow.
Transit Advisory Committee? Communications, none in the packet. Mike? Are you here for that, Mike?
No, I'm here to, I guess, just see what a city council meeting is like. I'm shadowing Jenna today. I'm a high schooler at John Marshall in Rochester, and I've been at SEH for the past semester or so, and I've been
Really?
just shadowing different engineers throughout their company.
How's she doing?
She's doing pretty well.
He spent most of his time with Brian Morgan with our office, but he's decided to go towards civil instead of mechanical. So
Yeah, so she's done her job.
She's done
I guess
it.
I've done okay.
Well, good for you. I'm glad to see you got some future picked out for yourself. Alright, if nobody wants to open mic, I'm not gonna go through all that, so next motion is
Move to
adjourned.
adjourn.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned.